Backstage Brawl, guys. You already know what it is. It's your boy, the People's Champion, alongside my tag team partner, the Diamond Cutter. And we have officially reached episode 40 of our podcast. It's our season
40 episodes, man.
And today of all days, we have a very special guest. We have Danny Limelight joining us. Danny, how are you? How are you today, man?
Mi gente, what's good, man? What up? New York is good. We in the building, right?
Yes,
Yo,
sir.
we here, man.
Bodega's in the building. Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Yeah, we open for business too. You feel me? Thanks for having me on the podcast, man. We here, we
Yo.
live.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, man. Appreciate this a lot.
Take the time to join us, man. Hey, listen, man. We see you all over independent wrestling scenes. We see you on Primetime Wrestling TV. We also see you on AEW Dark. I saw you this past Wednesday in the crowd. And he kicks and pointed to you in the. So I was like,
yeah. That's the homie Eddie. You know what I'm saying?
That's that New York connection right there, man.
Yeah.
I was stressed there in the building. Let's get into it. Big E, I basically facilitate this to you, my tag team partner. So you take this one away. Gotcha.
So, Danny, just for the people out there that might not know you and might not know, your repertoire and your career, just basically give us a background on, how you got into professional wrestling, man, and, how everything got started for you.
Well, shit, I'm a Puerto Rican from New York. You know what I'm saying? I left New York when I was 17. I joined the Marine Corps. I did 10 years in the Marine Corps, all active duty. And then at some point while I was in the Marine Corps, I found professional wrestling randomly. I was in Target with my daughter. She was like 4 months old. I was pushing a shopping cart one of the aisles, and I stopped in like the movie section because I got like a big, one of my favorite things to do is watch movies and shit. At the time, I had just started like my Denzel Washington collection because that's my favorite actor. Okay. So I was looking at some Denzel flicks, and my daughter, for 4 months old, she was advanced. Like her hands, her motor skills were very advanced. And she like knocked over some like movies that were like on a shelf, like the discount bin or some shit like that. And I went to go pick them up, and one of the movies was The Rock's Top 10 Greatest Matches. And The Rock, you know what I'm saying, is my favorite of all time. So I seen it, and I was like, oh shit, it was on sale for like $10. I was like, fuck it, like I'm gonna grab it. I hadn't watched wrestling in years, bro. Like I had stopped watching wrestling in high school, like before high school started, I had stopped watching. So like I missed all the CM Punk stuff. I missed the Daniel Bryan stuff. I missed all of that. Like I wasn't in wrestling for all that. I think I stopped watching around the time Eddie Guerrero had passed away, because when The Rock left to go Hollywood, Eddie became like my favorite. So when he passed, I just stopped watching. So I go home, I put the DVD of The Rock's Top 10 matches, in the PlayStation, and I started watching it. And I think one of the matches I put on was one of my favorite matches of all time was Rock and Hogan, WrestleMania 18.
Great match.
And I got my daughter sitting in the bopper, and she's on the bottle, and her mom walks into like the living room and is like, "Why do you have my daughter watching this?" Like I said, she was only 4 months old, so now she big, you know what I'm saying, but at the time she was only 4 months. And so I'm like, oh, I'm just watching it, yada, yada, yada. She's like, I never really watched wrestling. So I was like, okay, let me look online to see possibly, when the next time WWE was going to be in California, just for like a date night kind of thing, right? To take her so she could see it. Well, it turned out that they were going to be in town the next week. So it was like, oh shit, that's fast. So I bought tickets, we went. And the main event was The Shield versus Orton and Kane. So it was Rollins and Reigns against Orton and Kane in a tables match, like at a house show or something like that. And I was like, I had no idea who Seth Rollins was. I had no idea who Roman Reigns was. I knew Randy Orton and I knew Kane. When I was younger watching wrestling, all I knew was WWF and WCW. Like I never knew about Ring of Honor. I never knew about New Japan. I never knew all those. I didn't know what independent wrestling was, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, who are these guys? Like I was very intrigued by it. And after the show, I ran into one of the guys that I knew from the military who was also a wrestling fan. And he was like, yo, Sergeant, I didn't know you liked wrestling. And I told him, I was like, man, honestly, I haven't watched this shit in years. I came on a little date, yada, yada. And he was like, well, I'm training to be a wrestler. And I started laughing because I thought that shit was funny. I was like, what the fuck you being trained to be a wrestler? Like, it didn't make sense to me. I didn't know how to do that shit. I used to want to. Like, I got pictures of me as a kid, like, with belts and shit like that, and, like, action figures. Like, I wanted it, but, you know, a New Yorker, it's one of those dreams that if you tell a teacher you want to be a wrestler or an actor, you know, they laugh at you. Look at me now. I'm doing both. I'm wrestling and acting, right? So I looked at my daughter's mom, and she knew it. She started looking at my face. She was like, "Go ahead. If you want to try, go try." And she actually paid for my first 2 months of training. My daughter's mom.
Wow.
And I know she supported me, but I don't think she ever expected it to like get to this point. You know what I'm saying? So I show up to training, and I start training to be a wrestler at this school. I never say what school I train with because I don't give them no clout because they kicked me out of school and told me I'll never wrestle again. Look at them now.
Well, we lost him for a little bit. Oh, no, we got him.
Yeah, we got him.
All right, yeah, we got you back.
And like, I just started training. It was in August of 2014. I started training.
Like, having a connection problem a little bit. I know he's driving, so. Yep.
You still with us, Danny?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah, we know the connection's going in and out. But that's what's up, man.
Yeah. So I had started training out in August of 2014. You know, made my debut in October. You know, a couple months after that, my school kicked me out. Said they told everybody not to book me. That I'll never wrestle again. And then David Marquez from Championship Wrestling from Hollywood in Primetime Live, he hits me up. You know, he heard that my school had kicked me out and that they didn't want me wrestling no more and yada yada. And he asked for my side of the story. I told him my side of the story, and he brought me in. Okay. So less than a year in the business, I was wrestling on TV.
So I got something here from Circle of Debate real quick. It says, tell Danny I spoke to SoCalUncensored.com. Push them to give Danny Social Wrestler of the Year. So Circle of Debate is definitely pushing for that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to speak politics, but like, who out of SoCal that's unsigned has done more than me this year? Who out of SoCal that's not signed has had more matches than me this year? I don't think anybody. I've wrestled consistently on AEW the last 3 months. I've wrestled consistently since June at New Japan Pro Wrestling. I wrestled consistently every week on Primetime Live and United Wrestling Network every week. I just became the United Wrestling Network Tag Team Champions. I got a match this Tuesday against Rey Fenix on AEW Dark. Like, come on, bro. It should be a unanimous decision.
Hey, I got something here, and this is something that's running at the Backstage Brawl that we have for you, a tagline for you. We got you tagline as the hottest free agent out there right now.
Hey, let's get it.
That's what we have you as. We've been promoting it. As we've been promoting this episode, we've been saying this is the hottest free agent. And if you don't know who Danny Limelight is, you need to go and check him out. Definitely.
When I think of like hot free agents, right? I think I think Blake Christian. I think Blake Christian is a hot free agent. Yes. Leo Rush obviously is a hot free agent, but he just came off a contract. You know what I'm saying? I think of guys like Will All Day, Miranda Alizé. But one thing that I feel like I have that they don't have besides Leo Rush is that I have the ability to also talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you do.
So I think
definitely.
I think that a lot of these hot indie guys, they dope it, but a lot of them don't have that promo ability. You know what I'm saying? Leo Rush, obviously, he's a mouthpiece. Will All Day could talk. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I feel like I have everything that you need. You know what I'm saying? I could wrestle with however style, with whoever, and then if you need me to cut a promo, I could do that too. So yeah, I believe I'm the hottest free agent. I'm definitely the hottest free agent out of SoCal. And you know what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time. And this Tuesday, me and Rey Fenix, I'm stepping into the ring with one of the best in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even signed yet, and that's the match they giving me. You know what I'm saying? I just wrestled Brian Cage. I just wrestled Matt Sydal. Let's get it. It's only a matter of time, man.
It's only a matter of time from here.
If you don't mind me to say, and here's the thing I've said about certain like indie talents, ever really do you get independent talent that can be great in the ring, but also charismatic and good on the mic? And then when I see you and I see Papa Esco, it's just so natural. And I told Big E this off camera, especially about the bodega. Like, it's so rare that you get an authentic performer or performers with you and Papa Esco, especially.
Yeah.
To be so authentic that you can put yourself in certain eras and you can be pushed because of how natural and how authentic you are. Because there's certain stars that would try to recreate the wheel of past personas and try to get over that way, but it doesn't seem as organic to the fans. But when I see you and Papa Esco and what you're doing on primetime TV, it's like, yo, like, it's so organic. I'm like, this is what I love seeing. If it's not, especially if it's not in WWE, this is what I love seeing. The fact that you can go in the ring, but at the same time have something that can draw you. It's authentic, it's original, and it's natural. It doesn't come off as something that you're ripping off of somebody. It's just you. And that's something I feel that's been missing in all spectrums of wrestling.
Absolutely.
Yeah, shout out to Papa Esco, man. That's the Bodega Bully, the King Fat Boy. Shout out to my tag partner.
How did that come about,
You know what
though?
I'm saying?
Yeah, I was about to ask the same question.
That was all David Marquez, man. David Marquez and Aaron Stevens, formerly known as Damien Sandow, obviously. He's one of the head creators, head writers at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood at United Wrestling Network.
Dude.
And yeah, man, dude's got a mastermind of a brain. And you know, it was right when originally I had came back from an injury thing, and then COVID hit, so production kind of got. Papa Esco was always built from the bodega, and me, I grew up, you know what I'm saying, running in and out of the bodega in Brooklyn, you know, so like it just felt like a dope ass name, you know, because when you go to bodega in New York, you could literally get anything, you know what I'm saying? So it became like a little thing, you know. We you know what, we want to be called the bodega, and where you could get anything you need, including a beat down, you know what I'm saying? And you know, Papa Esco's good, man. He's been around in the game for a while. He's a big dude that can move like small dudes, and I'm happy he's finally getting some, you know, some spotlight on him. He should be definitely looked at, and what we got going is dope, man. I'm excited to see what's more. We just, you know what I'm saying, Slice Boogie just hopped on. That's another New Yorker right there from Queens.
Yeah,
you know
I just saw a promo of his too, so.
Yeah, we got a little BQE connection going, you feel me? So the bodega's growing, you know what I'm saying? And we three dudes that are real, authentic, and we just gonna run with it.
It's funny that you say BQE, because I was gonna tell my tag team partner over here that's exactly what we should name this episode, BQE, because you know we got the Brooklyn Queens thing going here. But that's really dope. So take me through you know, you are the, you know, Primetime Live Tag Team Champions, the current Primetime Live Tag Team Champions. I was able to see that match.
We're the United Wrestling Network.
Oh, United Wrestling. Sorry about that. United Wrestling Tag Team Champions. I did happen to see that match, and there was a lot of interference going on in there. I was like, the whole back was emptying out, man.
It felt like a 1990s, you know, late 1990s.
Yeah, that's
I was like,
I was getting. But you know, take me through that moment, because I seen your Instagram post, man. Like,
dude, I've been wrestling with the United Wrestling Network for 5 years, bro. You know, David Marquez brought me into the business 5 years ago as Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And it was always my dream, you know what I'm saying, to be a champion. Now, I've been a champion on independent scene. At one point, I've had like 3 belts at a time from 3 different companies. You know, I traveled with belts, defended belts. I was a DDT pro, like heavy metal 24/7 champ at one point. As Spider-Man, you know, like I've held titles before, but for me, one of my goals was to be a champion on national television, because that told me that the owner believed in me, you know, wanted to invest in me to help bring his show essentially and do numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody gives you a championship on national television, it's because they believe, you know, in your draw power. They believe in that you could carry the company. You know what I'm saying? And this is not a diss at nobody, but I feel like there is no tag team right now in United Wrestling Network that's gonna touch me and Papa Esco. I don't think there's some good tag teams like 4 Minutes of Heat, you know what I'm saying? But there's nobody that's gonna stop us right now. I don't think so. I would like to see, you know, teams come in like the Lucha homies, you know, Lil Chola Mariachi Loga or Los Luchas. I would like to have them come in. You know, I would
That would
love
be
to
a dope
wrestle
match.
Bear Country. Bear Country on United Wrestling Network. I fucks with them dudes. But that moment just finally, pinning Andy Brown, who's one of the all-time greats on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, pinning him in the middle of the ring. You know what I'm saying? And just hearing and knew, like that shit to me just sent goosebumps down my spine because it was something that I've been working for so long. Obviously, if I don't get signed anytime soon, my next goal was to eventually become the Hollywood Heritage Champion and be the top guy in the company, which is something that I believe that I can do. I believe I can carry the company in my back. I'm a workhorse. I can wrestle anybody. So I know that if I don't get signed, that there's still more bigger things coming. But if I do get signed, then that's something that we have to figure out with me and Papa Esco. But we have Slice Boogie in the group too, so I'm sure we can figure something else like that out.
Okay. You got a question for him, Randy? For you or you? Okay, I
No,
got something.
you
All
can
right,
go.
so I got this. So I know that you're, anybody who follows you knows that you're a huge Spider-Man fan. I even see it, in the ring and everything.
Yeah, right.
How did that come about? Do you relate to Peter Parker in any kind of way, or do you relate more to like the hero, like Spider-Man? Like, who do you relate to?
I think more so I relate to Spider-Man, but also Peter. Like the reason, so Spider-Man has been my thing since I was a kid. My pops would come home, bring me home comic books of Spider-Man and read and stuff like that. And Spider-Man's from New York. He's smart. He always had bad. His girlfriends were always bad. If you look at, people usually coincide Spider-Man, Peter Parker as a nerd, which he was a nerd because he was smart. But he had some bad females. Mary Jane. Black Cat. Gwen Stacy. Like, he had some bad ones. Gwen Stacy. So he had that. But the thing that I like most about Spider-Man or Peter Parker is that no matter what, he's always going to do the right thing. He's a natural leader. That's why he's an honorary Avenger. That's why he's an honorary X-Men. That's why he was handpicked to lead the Secret Wars. That's why, he made the decision to jump back and forth in Civil War. He's a natural leader. He does the right thing no matter what. And that's something that I resonated with. Plus, his costumes were dope. His powers are dope. And so because of that history that I have with him and that feeling I got, it came naturally in the ring. I never even intended to do Spider-Man shit in the ring. I wrestled an independent match against B-Boy, who's like a SoCal legend in this one independent show. And I springboarded off the ropes onto the beam that was hanging from the ceiling. I springboarded, grabbed the beam. I fucking climbed the beam and dropped down to the Dragon Rana. And the fucking crowd went shit. And they started calling me Spidey Limelight. That's how it came about. It was never my plan to have people calling me Spidey or nothing like that. At the time, I didn't even have my Spider-Man tattoo on my chest. I didn't have none of that shit yet. I just did that. They started calling me Spidey Limelight, and it just fucking. I said, okay, we got something here, and I rocked with it. And so I started making my gear. When I came back into wrestling, was different types of Spider-Man gear. So I had. The red and blue. I had the Iron Spider. I had the Future Foundation. I had the Civil War. I had the fucking Endgame suit. And it was just trunks with the Spider-Man patterns on it from my favorite comics with them. And the tattoo, I had got the tattoo when I wasn't even wrestling anymore. I had stopped for 2 years, and I went and I got my Spider-Man tattoo because Spider-Man was just my favorite always. It wasn't like I want to be Spider-Man in the ring. It just became natural. And so once I started picking up some more buzz, I kind of wanted to shift away from the Spider-Man gear because obviously copyrights and things like that. And I said, I'm gonna go back to my roots. What got me to TV was being a Puerto Rican poppy, being a Puerto Rican shit talker. That's what Marquez brought me in as Los Primos Rivera, and I went back to that route and I just made it more me. I just really went full into it. I had a conversation with Aaron Stevens, and he was like, "Trust me on this." He's like, "Right now, it may not be what you want." Because you have some buzz going for you, but trust me, if you run with this, it's gonna blow up even bigger. And sure enough, bro, it took off.
That's dope about the Spider-Man story. Being I'm on the other side. I'm on the DC side because Batman is one of my favorites. But I could definitely relate.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Hey, I get that all the time. I get that. His powers are white privilege. That's what his powers.
Yeah, that's a fact. I'm split down the middle.
I get that a lot.
I'm split down the middle. But
that's definitely a dope thing, man.
Well, a lot of people don't know, but I dress up as Spider-Man. Well, before the pandemic, I would dress up as Spider-Man for children's hospitals because I have 4 different spider suits that are studio made. So I would dress up and go to the hospitals and visit kids. I would go to schools and visit like the special schools and stuff like that, take pictures with the kids, play with them. So that was something that I did a lot too, you know. So cosplaying as well. I go to like Comic Cons and stuff like that and have fun with my suits, and my daughter loves it too. So it's a little thing we got.
Okay.
She said no, she don't.
Playing off of that, you find that to be one of the gratifying things of being a professional wrestler or being a known entity in
What?
society as a professional wrestler, is doing those things, going to children's hospitals.
Oh
or
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I did that stuff before I even really started building the Danny Limelight brand. Like I was doing that as a Marine, you know what I'm saying? Just dressing up as Spider-Man, going to do that. I think one Christmas I bought my daughter a spider suit, a Gwen. She was Gwenum, and we went as she was Gwenum, and I was the black symbiote spider, and we went trick or treating in it, and like just seeing her in the suit and her trying to do my poses was just like, man, this really resonates with kids. If it resonates with my daughter, it's gonna resonate with everybody else. And it wasn't until like, obviously now I'm more known because of what I do, but I was doing that before it really even took off.
Another question: do you think the pandemic, because obviously 2020, it's been a trying year for a lot of different things, but it's been a safe haven or a blessing for a lot of things, especially professional wrestling. Do you think that the pandemic especially helped your brand in this time with social media, helping you get your name out and get United Wrestling Network out and other things that you've been able to do?
Well, like I feel bad for the people that, you know, the pandemic screwed over. I keep, you know, hoping that the shit gets better for them. But it ended up being like my breakout year, and it definitely helped me build my brand. I started wrestling on 2 major companies, New Japan and AEW. My you know, following and stuff like that have grown tremendously. But what I will say is that it has helped me, you know, build my platform. It has helped me build that name and help and do more and help, you know, bring United Wrestling Network to the forefront and, you know, just bring me to the forefront. You know, honestly, it's been a blessing. It's been the most money I've made ever in a year in wrestling. So much that talking about another thing of being able to give back besides the Spider-Man stuff. Like this year for Christmas, I reached out to single mothers whose children's fathers not in their life. And now this Christmas I would have been able to help 11 families have Christmas gifts. Like I'm like 11 different, 10 single mothers and 1 single father. Their kids are gonna have Christmas gifts from me this year because I was financially able to do that for them.
That's dope.
So that's just another thing that, you know, and if I didn't have that name, I didn't have that brand, I didn't have, you know, what the quarantine did for me, they probably would have been like, who the hell is this guy reaching out? You know what I'm saying? So it kind of helped me and it afforded me the opportunity financially to be able to help people back. And that's just what I want to do. And I want to set that example for my daughter as well.
That's
dope.
Because she had an amazing year. She booked 2 national commercials this year, 3 short films. Like,
wow.
So she's banking her own money over here.
Yeah, so the brand is definitely strong on that
the
side,
brand is
man.
strong.
Yeah.
The brand is alive and going.
Yeah. The force is strong with this one.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I was joking. I was joking with one of my homies, and I was like, I got a new rule. If she doesn't make more money than my daughter, I can't date her.
Hey, that's definitely.
I mean, no, she set the standard. Listen, your daughter set the standard first, man.
That's it. She's the flag bearer now. That's it. If you're not making more than my daughter, I'm sorry, Mama. We can't do nothing.
I can't be with you.
That's New York talking.
Yeah, that's definitely New Yorker talking right there. So,
a quick question.
Go ahead, bro.
Before you ask the question, this may not be wrestling related. Knicks and Nets.
Knicks always.
Okay,
but
we got 3 Knicks fans on here.
My man.
I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Yankees fan. I'm a Giants fan. But like, you know what I'm saying, the Knicks be breaking my heart every year. I might have to go for the Nets this year.
Oh man.
No, the Nets gonna be fun this year. But I like the youth movement down in New York.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that and that's what we need. I think we need to just build new stars, bro.
Yeah.
Stop trying to sign dinosaurs and just play with the new guys coming up, man, and hopefully in 3 years they'll be good enough to lead us to the playoffs or something. I don't know.
Something.
Yeah, we're hopefully we're taking baby steps in the right direction from what I see.
Oh God.
Hopefully.
But going to the next question I have for you. AEW. You know, I've seen. You know, I've done my research. I've seen you've You've wrestled Sammy Guevara on the Independents before. That was a really good match. I've seen that. That was really, really good. But how has your experience been in AEW? Like, just walk me through that, because you've wrestled guys like Brian Cage already. You did Jurassic Express in a tag team. Matt Sydal not too long ago, and now you're about to wrestle Rey Fenix. So, it seems like AEW is really, giving you, they're giving you something here to really, just a little tryout to see what's going on here,
Well,
but I see they're having faith in you, a lot of faith.
yeah, and that speaks volumes to me at the company, because I came in my first match, my debut was a 6-man. It was me and Jersey Muscle against Jurassic Express,
Right.
and it was fire. And the next week it was me and Casey Navarro against Jurassic Express. And then I guess I showed them enough in that 6-man tag and that tag match. They were like, okay, let's give them a singles match. And I wrestled Brandon Cutler, and then that was really. That was really me really showing them, okay, I could control a match face. You know what I'm saying? I was putting the heat on Brandon and really, trying to take the fight to him. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, then it was, me and Cage. And now I'm like, okay, Cage is the FTW champion. Now I'm in the ring with the FTW champion. And I did some things with Cage. And then the next week goes Matt Sydal, who's been everywhere. And like little by little, it feels like giving me more and more and more. And it's just another opportunity to show I belong, another opportunity to show that I'm elite. This Tuesday, I don't know when this episode drops, but as this recording is, this Tuesday is me and Phoenix. I've known Rey Fenix for 4 years now. I've wrestled him in tag matches before, scrambles. I've known him from the Crash. I've known him from AAA, wrestling in those companies. But now it's my first time being in the ring with him one-on-one at this level, at this stage. Like, I don't know what else I need to say. Like everything that I'm going to do to this man this Tuesday, everything that we're going to do in this ring, I'm going to show the fucking world that I belong, B. Like, no doubt.
Like, that's a dynamite match, if you ask me, to be honest with you. It's too good to be on Dark.
I was about to say, there's a lot of bias here.
No, all right, there's some bias. All right, there's some bias from our position. But at the same time, that's
why is there some bias? Tell me. Why is it biased?
No, there's bias. Listen, we spoke, me and Randy spoke off camera, and we were inboxing each other. We have a group chat. So we were in the group chat, and we were saying, I was like, yo, there's no way Danny should be undefeated right now. There's at least probably 2 or 3 matches he should have won. That's just me.
Yeah.
And he was like, I didn't want to say anything.
I was watching the Cage match. I'm like, man. But one thing's for sure, because I like the Cage match because of the fact that for a guy that big to move the way he does, and then the big guy.
Cage's the man, bro. Who better than Cage? Cage the man. That's my boy.
Like, Cage can do some stuff in the ring now. He for me, I think he's a little bit more underrated than people give him credit for. But I like that dynamic you guys had in the ring, that match on Dark. So
it was a lot of back and forth. Yeah, it was. I'm sure people, when they saw the flyer, they were expecting him to squash me out. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't gonna happen. I don't go down without a fight, B.
Nah.
Definitely, that ain't the New York way. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Never that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
that guy.
We gotta
move you out the way.
No.
I'm not that guy.
But speaking on the topic of AEW, who is somebody you want to face that's on the AEW main roster?
Well, my dream match obviously was Rey Fenix, and that's happening.
Okay.
So I'm excited for this one. This has been my dream match, singles match. I would love to get in the ring again with Sammy Guevara. You know what I'm saying? We haven't done it since the Indies. That would be fire. Jungle Boy, I would like to have a one-on-one with my boy Jungle Boy. I think that would be another good one right there. Of course, he's the truth, man. I'd like to have a one-on-one match with him. Obviously, Scorpio Sky. I wrestled him on the Independents as well. I would love to have a singles with Scorpio Sky. Chris Jericho, you know what I'm saying? Because that's one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion. There's just so many. There's just so much. There's so much talent on that roster, man. But even like a singles match with somebody like Kip Sabian or freaking Trent from the Best Friends. Like there's just so many people that I can see myself mixing it up with on AEW and just having a good one. But off the top of my head, like, I would love to wrestle Sammy again. I'd love to wrestle Jungle Boy, and Scorpio Sky will be my next 3 since I'm now having my match with Phoenix. If I didn't have this match,
my fault.
If this match had not been announced yet, I would have said 100%. I want me and Phoenix would have been my immediate response.
Any dream matches that you have that's not AEW affiliated?
You said what?
Any dream matches that you have that's not in AEW?
I can't hear you.
Can you say it again? Go ahead, ask me again.
Oh, is there any dream matches that you have that's not on AEW?
Yeah. I want to wrestle JT Dunn.
Ooh.
That's my boy right there. I want to throw hands with JT Dunn. I did have Alex Zane on my list, but he just got signed to WWE, so that's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Jay White from New Japan.
Switchblade?
Okay.
Yeah.
Switchblade. That would be a good match. That's good.
Rey Fenix, JT Dunn, Switchblade, Jay White, Kenta.
That's another good one too. Hard hitting. I like that one.
Yeah, Kenta. I would like to throw hands with Kenta. And Leo Rush.
Woo.
It's funny you say Leo Rush.
We've been going
All
back
these
and
are
forth
like
for a minute.
5-star matches.
No, but it's funny that he said Leo Rush because I don't know if you remember this, Danny, but you were I think we were both watching your live at the time. This is how we got this set up here. We were both on your live and you called out Leo Rush and he was like, "Yo, man,
oh, you're using the pool.
I'm ready.
He was in the
I'm
pool.
ready."
Yeah, because I mean, he got me on his list, so let's get it popping.
Listen, I agree with you.
Right.
I agree 110% because that match right there, I always feel like, especially amongst smaller wrestlers, they get overlooked most of the time because there's this misconception of they got to be two big guys in the ring. Like, that's not the truth. You can always do something of a different stature where you have two smaller guys in the ring who can go. You know what I mean? And it's going to be hard hitting. It's going to be everything you want. Something that we always say on the show, you don't got to have, 5,000 thigh slaps in a match and, 3,000 Canadian destroyers. You can always make a good match out of something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Styles make fights.
Yeah, there it is, man. Just those are some really good matches though. Talk about your New Japan run. Like, how was that for you?
Oh man, I love being part of New Japan, man. I did my tryout last year, and then I got the call from management to come out to New Japan. Made my debut with TJ Perkins, was one of my favorite opponents. And then, I started getting under the mentorship of Rocky Romero, and then I turned on his ass and joined Team Filthy. You feel me? And it's been great. I
remember seeing the turn. I was like, "Yo, did he turn?" I was like, "Oh, damn, you about to get gully."
Cool to just wrestle some of the best. I've wrestled some of the best in the world. I've wrestled on New Japan already, and I'm just trying to keep showing people that I deserve to be there as well. I'm still, I'm still a free agent, so I can pop up anywhere, anytime.
Right. And I definitely seen you promote you and Rocky Romero too. So, if you guys
that just happened, we just had that match last night, me and Rocky Romero.
So it just happened last night. So
make sure y'all go check it out on NewJapanWorld.com.
We will definitely check it out, and we will definitely be promoting it on our end. Randy, you got anything else, man? Because all my questions got answered so far. I'm good.
Yeah, all my questions got answered too, man.
All right, so
bro, I appreciate y'all bringing me on the show.
We appreciate you, man. This is, it's a New York connection, man. We gotta, do it for New York. We gotta do it for you. You know what I'm saying? Where can everybody find you at as far as your social handles?
If anybody looking for me, I'm not hard to find. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter at Danny Limelight. Go check out my merch, ProWrestlingTees.com/Danny Limelight. Yo, mi gente, I'm gonna holler at y'all. Let's do this again soon, you heard?
Yo, definitely, man. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate you, brother.
Yo, deuces.
Deuces, man. Yeah, Merry Christmas. All right, so there it is, man. We had the one, the only Danny Limelight on our episode. This is our final episode before we go on to the holidays. I do. This is kind of like this is like a almost like a series finale. Like, we don't get the last.
No. See. Now I gotta take the glasses off. This ain't a season finale, ladies and gentlemen. The backstage brawl. We gonna be back better than ever in 2021.
That's a fact.
This was just a huge thing for us because in retrospect, look, we started this 8 months ago with an idea just to basically just go, and usually we'd have our suspects here, my brother, my god brother, of course, Cece will ever be here with her takes as well. And we'll be just chopping it up, joking around and saying certain things like Ty would say, don't get flagged and whatnot. Like, when we first started, man, it was a baptism by fire thing. And, we've been at the Backstage Brawl doing this thing on Facebook for the most part, doing that aspect for the last 7 years now. And we just wanted to grow. And doing this podcasting is something that me and E wanted to do for a long time. And now that we got a chance to do that, now certain things are branching off from what we're doing, different ideas. Now you have Bell to Bell, which is coming, by the way, as well, with Kid Ty and the Golden Child, my brother as well. So we have different things branching off with different, podcasts and wrestlers like Danny Limelight who stopped by with us. These are things that we've always wanted to do, and now that we're doing it, it seems surreal because you never expect this to happen. And now that we're here, it's like there's nowhere else but to go but up and forward in terms of what we're doing. And look, like we've been rocking and doing this thing for the last 7 months, making our mistakes, as we go along, but at the same time having fun. Because here at the Backstage Brawl, yeah, we laugh, we kiki, we talk shit and and whatnot. But the core of it is just to have fun for you guys, to give you something a little different than the normal stuff that that people would see. Everybody has their niche, and for us, we just black and brown men and females who like to watch professional wrestling and have a good time. Like
that's it.
That's
like,
it.
Just to piggyback off of what you said, bro. This is something that and we're only doing this because it's the final episode. This is why we're speaking our gospel here right now, as you will.
Yeah, I'm speaking my truth.
This is something that we've been planning to do for years. It was only supposed to be me and Randy, and then next thing you know, it was everybody else. And I don't mind it being everybody else. I enjoy it actually. And like you said, this has been 8 months in the making. We've been doing this now. Our 1-year anniversary is going to be coming up next year, and I'm very excited to see all the love and support that we're going to get in our 1 year, because we've done maybe the only other podcast that's fresh, fairly new like us is Dirty Heels. So, as far as I know, they're fairly new just like us that have the same tenure. So for what we've accomplished in 8 months, especially having, Danny Limelight on the show, man, that's amazing. And, this is our final episode for right now, at least. So, we're going to do that. We'll be back. We kind of cut it a little short only because we have other obligations at 4:00. We will be doing a special holiday episode with Circle of Debate and Titantron podcast. So please check that out if you haven't already. That's going to be on the Circle of Debate Instagram page. I believe they have a YouTube. I'm not too sure. We're going to look into that for you guys, and we'll put it in the link below when we post this video. But definitely check out the holiday episode. We will be back January 9th, 2021, right after New Year's Eve. Yes, so we're going to give you predictions on we're still going to do the Backstage Brawl IG Lives, the Brawl Talk. We're still going to do that. We're still going to, be taking you guys' questions, talking to you guys, being interactive. We do have a holiday special that we're going to do soon, and we're going to make sure we take care of you guys and keep pushing out content. As far as next year goes, we're going to get bigger and better. So please,
yes, next year, especially, you got to look out for a lot of things coming in next year, because Bell to Bell is going to be bigger and better coming up next year. Of course, the Brawl Zone, which is our podcast, will be bigger and better. Brawl Talk Live will be better next year as well. But also one thing that, of course, we are moving forward in terms of actually finalizing is the fact that we're doing a 5-on-5 Survivor Series debate between the Sports Hit List and the Backstage Brawl. Our positions are, the topic is Attitude Era versus Ruthless Aggression. We at the Backstage Brawl picked the Ruthless Aggression side to debate. And of course, the Podfather, aka the Chosen One, has chosen, pun intended, he's chosen the famous Attitude Era with his group. And he'll have his 5, we'll have our 5. We're going to basically clash and talk about whether or not the Ruthless Aggression holds up, if not more so than the Attitude Era. So that's going to be something you, the fans, will definitely be interested in, looking forward to watching or listening to if it hits Apple, Spotify, and Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
I was just about to plug all of that in. So if you don't know already, this is where you can find us at. We are on Facebook. We are 48,000 strong, almost at 50,000, and we've had this page for like almost 8 years now. But we're on Facebook at The Backstage Brawl. We are on Instagram at Backstage Brawl. We are on Twitter, Backstage_Brawl. We are on Anchor FM and Spotify. So please search us if you don't like seeing our lovely faces. You can always listen to us on Spotify and Anchor FM by searching The Backstage Brawl. Today's episode will be posted after it's edited and looked at 100 million of times. And we're probably going to look at it 100 million of times because just like probably Randy is feeling, I'm feeling very proud about what we've done. And that's pretty much it. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching this. Thank you to the fans that have been watching us for the past 8 months, almost 9 months now. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Have a very safe New Year. And, hopefully Corona will be done by 2021. So, let's just keep being safe out there, guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like that said, on behalf of my tag team partner, the Diamond Cutter, I'm your host and moderator, the People's Champion. Thank you guys for joining us. Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you guys have a very safe and very, very Merry Christmas. We'll see you in 2021. Peace and love. We out.